In the botanical world, the genus Capsicum is synonymous with heat. From the mild bell pepper to the scorching Carolina Reaper, humanity has cultivated a strange love affair with pain. But deep in a secluded, biosecure agricultural zone known as Sector Red, a new monster has been engineered. This is not nature's design. This is genetic ambition pushed to the absolute limit. Welcome to the home of the Titan pepper. Scientists and agricultural engineers have spent decades crossbreeding the structural gigantism of a prize-winning bell pepper with the concentrated heat markers of the ghost pepper and the scorpion pepper. The result is a biological leviathan that defies logic. A standard chili pepper weighs perhaps 20 to 30 grams. A Titan pepper tips the scales at a staggering 400 to 600 grams. A single fruit is the size of an American football. They are dense, heavy, and a terrifying shade of crimson. Standing in the field, you are struck by the sheer engineering of the plant itself. A normal pepper plant would snap under the weight of such massive fruit. These titans grow on bio-fortified stalks that resemble small trees, woody and rigid, anchored by deep root systems to support the payload. Harvesting these giants is not farming. It is a hazardous material operation. The air in these fields carries a weaponized spicy sting. The harvest crews do not look like typical farmers. They look like a chemical cleanup squad. They are geared up in heavy-duty rubber gloves, long sleeves, and protective eyewear. Why? Because the morning dew on a Titan pepper absorbs the volatile oils from the skin, creating a liquid that can cause second-degree chemical burns on bare flesh. When a stem is snapped, it releases a microscopic spray of capsaicin, the chemical compound that causes heat, capable of temporarily blinding an unprotected worker. The harvest is intensely manual and heavy. Workers push reinforced wheelbarrows down the rows. They must grab the Titan pepper with both hands, twisting it with significant torque to break the thick, fibrous stem. The sound is like snapping a dry branch. The peppers are loaded into high-walled dump trucks, creating a mountain of red. As the trucks fill up, the immense weight of the fruit crushes the peppers at the bottom. This releases juices, and a faint red fog begins to rise from the truck bed. This is the capsaicin cloud. It is a signal that the cargo is active, dangerous, and ready for processing. The trucks travel to the processing facility, which is built like a fortress. As they arrive, they back into a specialized unloading bay equipped with negative pressure air filtration systems. This is critical. If the air from inside the factory were allowed to escape unfiltered into the nearby town, it would essentially gas the population with pepper spray. The factory floor smells of vinegar, salt, and an intense burning heat that tickles the back of your throat, even through a mask. The trucks tilt their beds, and tons of Titan peppers tumble onto the receiving conveyor with a heavy, wet thudding sound. The first step is the aggressive wash. The peppers travel through a flume system filled with agitated water and food-grade sanitizers. This bath removes field dirt, insects, and most importantly, wild yeast and bacteria that could interfere with the fermentation process later. From the wash, they move to the de-stimmer. This machine uses counter-rotating rubber rollers to grab the green calyx, the stem cap, and rip it off the top of the pepper. It is a violent, efficient mechanical decapitation. Now the peppers are naked, clean, and ready to destroy. They ascend a steep cleated belt to the top of the hammer mill. This machine is the beast of the factory. Inside a stainless steel chamber, massive metal hammers spin at 3,000 revolutions per minute. The giant football-sized fruit is obliterated. The thick flesh, the seeds, and the white placenta, the spongy inner tissue that holds 90% of the heat, are pulverized into a coarse, wet mash. The output of the hammer mill is a thick, angry-looking sludge known as pepper mash. The fumes at this stage are lethal. Workers in this specific zone wear full-face respirators with organic vapor cartridges. The machinery itself must be made of high-grade 316L stainless steel or titanium alloys because the acidic, spicy juice is so corrosive it would eat through standard steel in a matter of weeks. This mash is the raw material of the sauce. It is spicy, it is raw, and it is chemically unstable. To turn this biological weapon into a table condiment, we must tame it with the oldest method of food preservation known to man.
The raw pepper mash is pumped through colossal pipes into the fermentation cathedral. This is a dimly lit, temperature-controlled warehouse that stretches for acres. It is filled with rows of towering fiberglass or white oak silos, some standing 3 stories high. Each silo holds 50,000 gallons of potential hot sauce. This is where the magic and the biology happens. But first, the mash needs a catalyst. As the mash enters the tank, it is mixed with a precise amount of sea salt. The salt is poured from bags held by cranes. It serves a critical chemical function. It creates a hypersaline environment that kills off the spoilage bacteria, the mold and the rot that would turn the peppers into compost. However, there is one type of bacteria that loves salt, lactobacillus. This is the same benevolent bacteria found in yogurt and sauerkraut. The salt clears the battlefield, allowing the lactobacillus to thrive. Once the tank is full, a heavy lid is sealed on top. An airlock is installed to allow carbon dioxide gas to escape without letting oxygen in. And then we wait. Fermentation is a slow biological fire. Inside the dark silo, the bacteria begin to eat the natural sugars in the Titan peppers. As they digest the sugar, they excrete lactic acid. This acid slowly lowers the pH of the mash, preserving it and fundamentally changing the flavor profile. The raw, grassy, metallic taste of the fresh pepper is broken down. It is replaced by complex, funky, umami-rich notes. The color deepens from a bright alarm red to a sophisticated dark burgundy. For a standard sauce, the mash might age for 3 months. For a premium reserve sauce, it might sit in these tanks for 3 to 5 years. During this time, the heat mellows. It doesn't get less spicy, but the sharpness of the burn rounds out, becoming a deep warming sensation rather than a stinging needle. The mash master checks the tanks weekly, tasting samples to track the evolution of flavor. When the mash is deemed ready, the silo is opened. The smell is pungent and sour. The aged mash is pumped out and sent to the finishing room. Here, it is fed into a finisher or refiner. This machine pushes the mash against a microscopic mesh screen using centrifugal force. The liquid gold, the pure pepper pulp, passes through the screen, while the tough skins and bitter seeds are trapped and ejected. This waste product, known as pomace, is so spicy it is often dried and used as an ingredient in pepper spray or marine paint to stop barnacles from growing on ships. The refined liquid pulp travels to the cooking kettles. These are massive steam-jacketed mixing tanks capable of holding 2,000 gallons. Here, the final alchemy occurs. The fermented mash is incredibly salty and concentrated. To make it palatable, it is diluted and balanced with high-grain distilled vinegar. The vinegar adds the signature tang and lowers the pH even further to ensure the sauce is shelf-stable forever without refrigeration. Depending on the recipe, other ingredients join the party. Garlic powder, onion, sugar, or xanthan gum, a thickener, are blended in by giant agitators. The sauce is heated to a simmer, usually around 180 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the kill step. It stops the fermentation process. If the yeast and bacteria were left alive, the bottles would continue to produce gas and eventually explode on the supermarket shelf. Finally, the bottling line. This is a blur of red and glass. Empty glass bottles are rinsed with ionized air to remove dust, then march into the rotary filler. The hot sauce is injected at high speed, 500 bottles per minute. The heat of the sauce sterilizes the inside of the bottle. Caps are screwed on instantly. As the liquid cools, it contracts, creating a vacuum seal that pulls the safety button down. The bottles pass through a cooling tunnel where they are sprayed with cold water to bring the temperature down rapidly. This prevents the sauce from cooking inside the bottle, which would turn the beautiful red color brown. Lasers etch the batch code on the neck. Robotic arms grab the bottles and pack them into cases. From a genetically modified giant in a toxic field to a refined, aged condiment on your table, the journey of the Titan pepper is a testament to humanity's obsession with controlling the fire of nature. We build machines to crush it, chemistry to tame it, and factories to bottle it.